Hey, what's good, everyone? Thank you so much for joining the Team Libra show. I think I'm going to get right on into this drama. Now, finally, the Braxtons or the Braxton sisters, Tamar Braxton sisters, they start to talk and be more vocal. It took them a few days, I guess, to gather and, maybe support Tamar and things like that. And now they're finally opening up. So I just want to give my take on what I feel. So this is a news article by TMZ, but maybe you guys have saw this. But after that, I'm going to play a couple of clippings as well throughout the video, just to show Tamar Braxton's relationship with her sisters, and then we'll go from there. Then I also want to know what you guys think as well. But it says Tamar Braxton's family is puzzled by her boyfriend actions the night of her apparent suicide attempt, and they're alarmed by the influence over her emotions. So sources connected to the Braxton family tells TMZ that Tamar's boyfriend, David Adefeso, has seen the pilot episode last week and he's of the show, and he was pretty unhappy. So we're told that David got angry about the show's content and how he was portrayed in it. Excuse me, and how he was portrayed in it. Then this is what made Tamar upset, supposedly. So TMZ had broke the story. David, well, I guess when he was saying that WeTV was getting into it with Tamar, and so now her sisters are basically saying, why would you bring up TMZ when Tamar is sitting there basically fighting for her life? So the sources says Tamar's relatives find it strange that David was discussing details about her alleged network beef while she was desperately in need of medical attention. And we were told that the family believes is further proof that David was the one who really had issues with the show's editorial choices. So Tamar's family says that they noticed some changes since she started seeing David. And according to sources who say Tamar's mood swings tend to align with how David feels, they also say he's very involved in her business decision. So now they're trying to blame everything on David. What does David Adefeso have to do with Tamar Braxton getting molested she called it rape, so getting raped from the age of 6 to 16? If David Adefeso was around, then let us know. If he's the one that's been controlling her whole life from 6 to 16, and she was a kid and she had parents and this man was coming over to her, I don't think so. So if he's not the one that was molesting and raping Tamar from 6 to 16, then he's not the one that's the problem. He might be there supporting her now, and he might be in a relationship with her. Most people that are in relationships with people, they're supported, by each other. And so that's where you become even more powerful together. And people get married, they find their twin flame, their soulmate. And for all you know, David Adefeso could be Tamar's soulmate. Somebody that's going to be there, that's going to help support her and take her to the next level. So I'm not going to sit here and just down this guy, because, I actually haven't even watched like that whole last season when David was on there. But now, of course, I'm going to do that. But I just really couldn't believe the way that they were saying that her emotions had changed and all of this stuff, and it's because of this guy, because her boyfriend, because this problems that she's writing about happened between the ages of 6 years old to 16 years old, when she said that she was getting raped sometimes several times a day, where you were around your family, you're a little kid, and you're the baby kid at that. So also we have here where I know that even here, because I know Aaliyah was born in 78, and I think Tamar born in 77. But here they are here together. And I know that Toni Braxton was on the same record label as R. Kelly. I don't know to what extent they were friends. I'm pretty sure they kicked it. They had fun together. They black. They on the same label. They making it, whatever. But anyway, it shows clearly here because where they're all with Aaliyah. And I don't know what year this was taken, but I do see that they're connected to Aaliyah as well. Here's another picture as well of the Braxton sisters. And is that Aaliyah back? Who was that in the back? That looked like Aaliyah. That's weird. I see two pictures. Let me screenshot that. Because I see Tamar back there in that picture too, and Aaliyah's back there in the picture. But I don't know if that's all the Braxtons or is it just them two. I don't know what they were doing here. Maybe they was on a show together. But yeah. Okay, so I want to play this video because this is where, just last year, September last year, they didn't have a problem with David Adefeso. She was actually telling Tamar, quit taking stuff out on David that has nothing to do with him and be respectful to him. So now all of a sudden, when she coming out talking about her childhood and getting abused, now you want to start trying to put David under the bus. So let's just see what Toni said about David at this time on this episode.
I have to address one thing because I have to give you a little tough love. You can't take it out on your man. You can't fuss at him.
Well, I wasn't trying to do that. I just want him to understand.
I know it wasn't malicious and it wasn't on purpose. You was being protective of him. But you have to be protective of the man in him too. Do you understand what I mean?
I do.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk to you. Say, do you mind?
No.
Okay.
Just
give me a second. Give me a second.
You drink too?
Yes, I do.
You too?
I'm good.
So yeah, so as you see, even right there, it was David, and she was telling her, don't take out stuff on him. So he wasn't even, last year, he wasn't, had nothing to do with this girl's issues. Hang on, yeah, now let me go to another one. So here's also a part where Tamar is arguing with Traci. Now Traci is, when you see the way that they're arguing, they are sisters, but they're arguing, but Traci looks to be a bit aggressive towards Tamar. And this is where they have, the whole family have Tamar in counseling as well. Keep in mind of that. And now they're like basically trying to dummy Tamar down. They're trying to get Tamar to submit. Because a lot of you don't have to ask people's permission to change. You don't have to ask people's permission to grow and move beyond your current state and evolve as a person. So it looks like Tamar is the youngest of the siblings and they just want her to stay to be this little kid or stay in this pecking order when there's no pecking order. Your sister, she's an adult, and people change, so it doesn't matter. I mean, but anyway, just take a look at how Traci talks to Tamar, because Tamar is like expressing herself, but Traci was trying to let it be known, like, no, you're not talking to me like that. You know better, basically. But peep this out.
Let me just put it like this. Say, what's up? Don't test me. Wait a minute, Traci. Don't test me. Because you got the cat. Don't test me. Don't test me. That's what I'm talking about. Like, don't test me. I'm not the one. I am not the one. I am not the one. Don't act that bad wolf today. Don't do it.
Tamar and Traci are always hostile with each other.
You're not teaching.
So as you see how she sat there and looked at her and said, I am not the one. These cameras is here. I'll do whatever. Who knows what. But when people are adults, you would never threaten another adult like, I'm not the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put my hands on you. Now, Tamar Braxton already said it in the letter that she wrote that her sisters was even physically assaulting each other. But you can clearly see that something is going on. This is prior to David Adefeso. So hang on. Let's look at another one. Here's another part of that same day where Tamar left. And here's Traci again being aggressive, even putting her hands in Tamar's face, just wanting to get aggressive. But they knew the cameras was running and Traci was losing her temper. They didn't want us to see it. So their other sisters stopped her and told her, stop doing that.
Oh, when I was acting like an ass. And yes, I was just like you. Just like you was. All the hands on like you were. That's not necessary. You were hands in people's faces.
And I think.
So yeah, right there. She was getting very aggressive. They didn't want this to be seen on TV. So to prove that they do damage control, I'm going to go to a video here. Give me a second, where it's saying the same person, Trina, who stopped them there, she was saying this is getting embarrassing because people are saying that there's problems within the family and they wanted them to try to work it out. So let's take a look at that. Hang on. So this is where Trina's going to, like I said, explain that they don't want people to think that they're having problems and stuff and they need to work this out. It looks like more for the public, not personally, but they didn't want anybody to be on to, the issues they're having within the family. So let's take a look.
There you go. I
Yolanda and Tamar to meet me for dinner tonight in hopes of squashing this beef between them once and for all. Well, how's Logan? Logan's the perfect baby. He is a good baby. He's fun. Want to have another one? No, because I probably will have Satan's the real badass child doing. That's not cool. It's been tense, and we know it has. Well, girls, I brought us all together for a kumbaya, full of come to Jesus. We have not been getting along as well as we normally do, and that's not cool. It's been tense, and we know it has. Just in time. Ooh, saved by the libation. Ooh. I'm glad we, finally decide to sit down and get our life because I'm over the drama. We went on the carpet and you was like, we don't like each other right now. And people are taking that to a whole nother level. I'm kind of confused. That hurt my feelings too.
See how she said people taking this to a whole nother level because you called saying that you was mad. So right there is showing, that's why they're getting together. Like, hey, people on the street. So they don't like when, people see that their family is having problems. So that's what they're using as an excuse to try to keep control over Tamar. So hang on. Let's take a look at another one. Now, I was looking at this one. I thought this was pretty innocent. But then when I seen how Tamar was enraged and everybody just ignored the fact that Tamar was enraged and act like, how dare Tamar get upset. But this is where her sister's boyfriend proposed at Tamar's birthday dinner at an actual event. He proposed to Trina. Trina's fiance proposed to her at Tamar's birthday. And they were celebrating her birthday. And Tamar really had a fit, and they just basically looked as if Tamar the cuckoo one, just doing a lot of picking for some reason. But take a look at this.
Of being my wife.
And then again, looks like Toni Braxton runs in there. But hang on, just listen. He's proposing. It seems like it's nice, but once Tamar get offended and explain everything, it seemed like it was some underhanded shade that had happened.
I love you very much. Right this second, I'm just like giddy, and I'm like, I don't know what else to do but laugh because when I get nervous, I laugh, and I don't know why, but I do. It's my birthday, though. Like, what the is going on? Like, it's just so not fair. Trina boyfriend, in the midst of my dinner, had to propose to her. What kind of sense does that make? Who's next? Wait. Oh, congratulations. You better kiss your man. You better kiss him in the mouth.
Okay, this has got to be right. Hold on. So where's David and Tamar?
Trina, I don't want to talk to that bitch.
Tell you can't leave now. It's not a good look for you. It's not a good look for you.
I don't care. Everybody seen it.
Bond, my man, you stepped up today.
It's not a good look. Tay,
It's not a good look for y'all. Y'all look like
No, we don't.
all of y'all live. Yes,
No, we
you do.
don't.
The fan saw.
Congratulations, may y'all have many more.
So yeah, they pick with her, and then when she react, they say, you need to get yourself together. You need to do this. You need to do that. Well, sweeties, it's not 1989 where Tamar, 12 years old, singing background for you. That girl, 43? She older than me. So if she want to get her life, or she want to have her own thoughts and her own mind and her own opinions, then I don't think that the Braxton sisters, the We Network, or anybody else should try to stop her. I mean, I really don't. And so that's just another video just showing. So let's look at another one. So here's a part where another video on another one of the episodes where where Toni was upset. Now, first, Toni Braxton was always saying, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. And her siblings was begging her to do music with them. So once Tamar started, actually doing her music, she didn't want to throw it in her face, so she didn't say anything right away. But they literally clown her just for wanting to do music. Peep this.
You got Tamar saying it's Toni's fault, and Toni saying it's Tamar's fault. I'm so confused.
But that makes more sense for me to go be featured than I want you guys being on my record. You don't want to do that.
Because then that makes you background singers. Background singing is great. I'm just not doing it no more. Point blank, period. I'm done. .com, whatever, exclamation point. Goodbye. I'm not doing it. Period.
I don't want you to sit and disrespect background singing because a lot of us got here by doing background singing.
No, that's not what I mean.
But you said singing background with Toni Braxton, that ain't hot.
It ain't hot. Not for me.
It's disrespectful to the craft of all the singers who got here by singing background.
So as you see, she's still trying to check Tamar about how she should feel, what her position is, what position she should play. You should be a background singer and be happy with being a background singer. Like she said, I don't have anything against background singers, like Tamar said, but I don't want to be your background singer, anybody's background singer. But Toni Braxton said that's how we got here, a lot of us. So if Toni Braxton was actually doing a record with her sisters in 1989, she may have very well already been in the industry doing background for some people prior to 1989. So in that case, she might have had her sisters with her, and even Tamar could have been with her. And there goes more abuse that could have possibly happened at the hands of her siblings again. So a lot of this that's going on is looking like where they're saying that they putting a boundary on Tamar. Tamar looks like she's putting a boundary on them. Tamar look like she's trying to grow up and actually have her own thoughts, her own mind, her own opinions, everything within herself, and not be up under the umbrella of the Braxtons or anything. And they're trying to stop her, and they're trying to make her basically fall in line. But Toni Braxton, as like the head of the Braxton sisters and being the oldest, she can go do this, that, or the other. But as you see, as soon as Tamar tried to do her own thing, they basically went off. Keep watching.
Ain't nobody disrespecting the craft of background singer. I made a whole lot of money singing background. It was
Right.
great for me, you know, when I was doing
She
it.
just
But
said
that's
she
not
don't want
what
to do it no
I
more.
want to do anymore. And guess what? That is my choice.
That's her
Just like
choice.
it's her choice that she don't want to sing on the Braxton's album. Boom. I've said time and
Okay, so 1 second. So now here's another part where, Toni Braxton basically says, I'm the Braxton, I'm this, I'm that, and kind of put herself above again, where you can see Tamar trying to basically assert herself and say, I'm an individual too, I'm a musician, I'm this, I'm that, and she was like, Toni Braxton just wasn't having it.
I don't want to always have to share them.
I'm sorry, that was
There's nothing wrong
a
with that.
horrific
No,
situation.
I didn't say it was horrific. I just said this time.
you like it to be
it's
what you
okay.
want, and that's it.
I don't
want to
like
have
to be
to.
individualized. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I'm saying. I'm in a group. We're already doing this TV show. We're a group. It's an ensemble here. Now it's already meshed like this. It's crocheted together, so lined so tightly. So then we're going to take this after this show, and then we're going to do an album together. We will never be individualized. It makes my life will just be a big melting pot of just my sisters that I feel like I can't grow. I have to grow on my own. But the people that I'm in business with right now, my sisters, it's too much to do everything together.
Like you saying, you don't want to do no record, you don't want to do no book, you don't want to do no posters. You just say you don't want to be in business.
Music.
Well, music. I'm sorry, music is our family business. Hello.
No, it's not.
Music has been this family
Music
business.
has been Toni Braxton family business.
Oh,
Because that's how I make my living.
music has been this family's
Music has
business.
been Toni Braxton family business.
Oh,
It's Toni Braxton family business because that's how I make my living.
Okay. Oh, she said she's the family business. Like we're the background singers forever. Okay.
No, I'm saying to say that's how I make my living.
And so,
You make a living singing? Does it pay subsidize your lifestyle?
Have I not?
Mommy, do you make a living singing?
Have I not?
Tawani, do you make a living singing?
Have I not?
Make a living singing. No, you do not yet.
Put them all on blast. Toni Braxton put them all on blast. And even Tamar was asserting herself then, like, I'm not little Tamar no more, like, I'm a singer. And so I'm pretty sure that pissed Toni off. So let's take a look at something else. And then here we go again where Toni's arguing with Tamar again. But peep this and how Tamar let her know, like, she's the queen bitch. How dare her talk to her like that or come at her like that. So just watch this. Very aggressive towards Tamar. They definitely be trying to keep her in check.
And everybody don't always want their truths to be publicized.
I ain't never made nobody's truth publicized. They made it on their own. Why is everybody defending each other? And over here, perhaps she don't feel like getting into hers. But how you know that's something she want to talk about? Well, she already talked about it.
To everyone. Maybe she
Okay, guys. Okay.
That's about respect.
Mommy knew about that too.
Tamar, the problem is stop throwing stones at glass houses. That's
I
the
never
problem.
said my life was perfect.
No, but you attack everybody else's life.
Well, Tamar feels like she could say whatever she wants to say to everybody else, and no one is supposed to have any retaliation or comment on the things that she says to people, and that's not cool. Everybody's so sensitive about what Tamar finna say, what Tamar finna do, like, and everybody's so into like ganging up. So she's on her own as usual. Oh yeah, because
She immediately got defensive. Typical of Tamar.
It would have nothing to do with your mouth, huh?
Something always has to be wrong with me to trigger everybody else to be together and to leave her on her own. It would have to be something wrong with me. Of course it would have to be something wrong with her. Because she is a mess. Because her mouth is a mess. It is your mouth.
True.
Because it's true. It is your mouth.
Everybody tells you that.
Trina said my mouth is a mess. Is the pot calling the kettle black? Trina can pop off and my mother won't say nothing. Oh, I said it.
Nobody else has flaws but me.
Even
How dare me not look at my flaws?
No, but you show everyone else's flaws.
Okay, that's fine.
You're comfortable talking about everyone else's, but if anyone talks about Tamar flaws, it's an issue, it's a problem. I'm hating, I'm jealous. What did you say I was?
Jealous.
What did she say I was?
All of us are haters and jealous.
I guess when you're used to being
Yes, you did.
the only superstar, you're not telling the
What you're
truth.
saying is your truth, just like you say. What I say is my truth. What's the difference? What's the difference of you saying it and it's
with a heavyweight. Don't go there.
with a heavyweight? She's a heavyweight too. She has a belt.
Whatever,
She has a belt as well. What I'm saying is this is everybody's opportunity.
She said, you fucking with a heavyweight, don't go there with me. And she said, mommy got a belt too. Like she be whooping on her. I mean, this is just ridiculous. So when they sit and try to blame David, I don't think so. I think Tamar has been wrestling with the fact. I think, like she said, she's been abused. She could even be on the lines. I hope not, but she could even been on the lines of another Aaliyah, like getting abused. I don't know how long she was in Hollywood, even before she turned 12. She was around close people in her family, her siblings, her parents, all the time. Before they even became famous, they used to go around, I think, and sing in different states. And supposedly the parents was with them. And like I said, so the siblings, the sisters, brothers, mom and dad, they were together. It doesn't matter if the dad was cheating or whatever. He was in that house that whole time. I would have to look at anybody that's been in that house with them or everybody in the house with them, however you want to look at it to break it down. But it damn sure didn't have nothing to do with David Adefeso. I'm not saying that he's not coming in now with an opinion, but that has nothing to do with her prior abuse. And a lot of people like to go and play the blame game because that's just the probably easiest thing to do instead of look at themselves or what they may have done at that moment and, maybe get some healing or apologize or go through some treatment. And the saddest part is that if Tamar had to keep this a secret all that time, and now they said they finally transfer her over to some rehabilitation center that deals with sexual abuse and assault and all kinds of stuff like that, they're taking this as a serious situation and a serious allegation that this stuff really did happen to her. But the thing about it is, like I said, it happened at the hands of her, under the custody and direct supervision of somebody close to her. Sometimes her mom and dad might not have been with her when she was with Toni Braxton and them, but there's a lot of times that they were there when her sisters wasn't even there. They might have been on the road, and Tamar was at home with her parents. So, this is just kind of messed up. I want a lot of light to be shed to this situation. But tell me what y'all think. I definitely just feel like there's something going on. I feel like they were trying to control her. They're saying they putting boundaries on Tamar because she's flipping out. But why is Tamar flipping out, talking about stinging y'all, calling y'all names? What kind of names can she call you? What are you talking about? Like, why is she that infuriated and angry at you guys? I don't know. But at the end of the day, you can't blame a new boyfriend that's just come into the picture when she said that this stuff has been occurring from the time that she was 6 to 16. So everybody click the like and subscribe and tell me what y'all think. Thank you so much for joining the Team Libra show. I'm going to keep y'all updated though. Peace.